Okay, this is cool. OGHQ, my new list of packing table. I'm standing on the other side of the table rather than being in front of the camera, always trying to stay out of the way of the product. So we'll see how this goes. The thing I'm most excited about is I'm able to go over to the shelves, pull it off the shelf, put it on the table, and talk about it. That's pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. So what you're looking at here is, I call this package B. This is the wheel cleaning package. So the way I think about this, package A would be your car washing stuff you'd need first to wash the car. Even though I clean the wheels first, I don't know, I think of washing the car as more important and simpler. You could always spray car shampoo on the wheels and use that to clean. Whereas this I think is a bit more of a luxury, but something that I think will really change your user experience as you're washing the car. Or in this case, cleaning your wheels. So this I'm calling version 1.1. I'm not calling it version 2.0 because I haven't made a big revamp of the wheel cleaning package. It's mainly just cleaning probably the most important product in it, the wheel cleaner, from NextZett Colortec to Adams. So I've gone back to Adams, and I was really struggling with this decision because I already have an Adams product, and I don't know, I was beating myself up over thinking I'd become an Adams fanboy, and I guess I kind of am. I like a lot of their products, and I think that they make some of the best products in the world for certain applications, and wheel cleaning, I would call this number 2. I still think NextZett is a little better, but it's offset by the stench, by the smell, and it seems to have gotten worse. So we'll talk about that here a little bit, but I was beating myself up with the fact that I already have Adams rubber and tire cleaner, and I'm going to be adding Adams wheel cleaner, and I was looking for something different, attempting to justify to myself that I really needed a different brand, when this is, I think, probably the best wheel cleaner. I mean, we have Sonex Full Effect, NextZett Colortec, Griot's has some stuff. There's some other stuff, Built Hamber in the UK. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but I just kept coming back to this, and so I swallowed my pride and said, you know what, it's nice the bottles match, so we can't go wrong there. But anyway, I've transitioned, so I'm calling this 1.1 because of the addition of Adams wheel cleaner. So here's what happened with NextZett. You guys have always been super transparent about what's going on, and one of the things I don't want to compromise is I don't want to compromise product for ease of me selling, right? So I want to buy what's best, or what I like best, or what I think is best by proxy. If I like it, I think other people might like it too, and so what I don't want to do is compromise, just buy everything from one place, even though it's a lot more economical, it's a lot easier, I can get a lot better pricing, then I can start running sales and do all this stuff that other retailers are doing, and just carry specific lines of products. I want to be different. I don't want to do that. It's not something I don't want all of that stuff, so why would I try to sell it to you, is my philosophy on this. So the transparency with NextZett, the guys at NextZett USA, they also bring in Kenetech, Mike. We've been talking about this. We've both been sort of disappointed in how certain climates, certain people really can't handle the smell, and it seemed to have gotten a little bit worse on the NextZett Colortec product. It's become popular, largely because me and some other people, the other people who follow me, have become, have been real champions for the product. But what happens is virtually every single person who gets it is disappointed in the smell. And not so much using it as just it in your garage, 24/7 in your garage. Some climates I find that are drier, it stinks up the whole house. And I've noticed it here. We've got, I still got probably 75 bottles over there on the shelf. It changes the dynamic of the room, let's just say that. So that was one issue. The other issue is supply. It comes over from, I believe, Germany, and we have to get it here, and I'm constantly out of it. And so this is mainly the 5 liter. The 5 liter can't come over air as easily because the pallet of the product is probably 1,000 pounds, and so supply has been an issue. So when we combine the the pungent stench that we have that really turns some people off, combined with the lack of supply, and then the discussion. Mike has been discussing, I'm not sure what decision he's going to make, but he's been discussing discontinuing bringing into the U.S. So I've decided to make the transition. So that's the story behind the Adams wheel cleaner transition. That's why I'm calling it version 1.1 of package B of the wheel cleaning package, wheel and tire cleaning package. But it's the cornerstone product. I would call this a moderate to heavy wheel cleaner. I don't know, the way I think about this, I think about heavier wheel cleaners have the iron removal or iron, whatever you call that chemical that's in these that helps break down brake dust and help break down embedded iron, the stuff that turns purple. This has that in it. I feel like this isn't as aggressive as some of the others, even NextZett, but I feel like I get about 80% of the lubrication that I get from the NextZett product with 10% of the stench. There still is a little odor to this product, but it smells a hint of nasty iron remover, but they do a good job of masking it with a bubblegum scent. So this doesn't stink up your whole garage. Makes the user experience is a lot better, right? So I include a gallon, 16 ounce, spray it on, let it sit for 2 minutes, use the various brushes we're going to talk about here in a second, and clean your wheels. Next product, which is one of my favorites, is in all of the products that I use, is Adams Rubber and Tire. For years I used Griot's rubber cleaner. I like a dedicated rubber cleaner for the tires until someone comes out with something that does great, both wheels and tires. I like to have a dedicated product for that. I like my tires to be clean, but I also don't want such an aggressive rubber cleaning product that I'm going to strip the base layer of pearl off of it every time and I have to start from scratch. Right? So my philosophy here is we could use something more aggressive like Shine Supply Wise Guy, or you could use something maybe that doesn't work quite as well as this. The Griot's rubber and tire cleaner I used for years and years is a decent product. This I think is a great product, but my philosophy on cleaning tires is that I want to really clean them well, so it may make sense to have some Shine Supply Wise Guy, which is much more aggressive. You can dilute it however you want, much more aggressive tire and rubber cleaner. Get them clean. I also use Stoner's Terminator. Get them clean the first time I get them, and then I just maintain them with rubber and tire and the next product, which is CarPro Pearl. Right, so that's my philosophy here. So I want something a little bit more aggressive than the Griot's product that I used for years, but something that is more conservative than the Shine Supply. And call me lazy. If I have a choice, I don't like to mess with dilutions. I like it to come ready to go out of the bottle for me. And I know that a lot of the people that are following me think the same way. So Adams Rubber and Tire, you get a gallon of that, and you get the 16-ounce bottle. I'm working on a bottle solution to get rid of these crappy sprayers. I mean, they do a decent job, but I'm working on a solution. Just give me some time on that. I'm building this whole thing, so it's tricky. CarPro Pearl, we're going to use, and I include in the package 12 Adams foam blocks. I'm sure you could procure these somewhere. You go to some fabric store or something and cut them yourself. I don't have time for that, so I just buy them. They're not particularly, not crazy expensive. I usually get 4 or 5 applications out of each block, so I include a pack of 12, and then we're going to use CarPro Pearl. You can use this straight up on the tires. I've been diluting it, so I've been putting it in a bottle and diluting it 1-to-1, which I've found really works well. I'll dilute it. A lot of times I'll use my race glaze brush and apply it, and then I'll come back over with my foam block and touch it up or get the excess off. But you can use it straight up. You can use it 1-to-1. You can use it 2-to-1. I also include a dispensing cap for this. It doesn't come with one, and I think you want one, so believe it or not, this is off the Adams Car Shampoo. They allowed me to buy these, so I send these with the CarPro Pearl so that you can use that. So then we have tools. Both sprayers obviously come or both bottles come with the 16-ounce bottles come with the sprayers. When we talk about tools, this is This is probably the favorite product in my entire arsenal, and I'll probably say that a lot. Just the packaging is on point. This is my Forefinger Lambskin mitt. It will shrink up a little bit when you start using it. It looks really big and fluffy. It will shrink down a little bit, which I like that it does that as you use it. But this one, it's hit or miss. I mean, most of them won't turn your hand black. If it does, if there is any bleeding in black, it'll usually go away after a dozen or so uses. But I'd say 90% of these show up. It just depends. I think it depends on how much dye they put in the wool on whether or not it bleeds a little bit. Certainly not as bad. Lake Country had one years ago that literally turned your entire hand black for a week. It was pretty bad and really never went away. And Griot's had one, which was what made me fall in love with the lambskin mitt, that they discontinued years ago, because I think I was probably the only one buying it. I've sold thousands of these now, so this is a product that I'm proud to have found and bring in. The company that makes it is Flexi Pads. These are $10 a piece. The package comes with 2 of them. Then we have our easy detail brushes. I've bought every wheel woolly known to man, every size, every configuration, and the cars that I'm driving, even my truck, I just can't. They just don't get in there in the wheel wells, which is what I want them to do. Either I have to use a really tiny one and I'm banging my knuckles off the edge of the wheel, or it doesn't fit, or it gets hung up on the dust guard or dust boot around the backside of the caliper. So I have the combination of the easy detail brushes and the Incredib Brush flat. We'll talk about that in a second. I like having the small one and the large one, so I include them both in the kit. The disadvantage to these is in on certain type of wheels, as you're pulling it out, it will fling in your face. But I think you'll learn to use it. I think it's a necessary product, also good for the wheel wells, exhaust tips, and having the combination of the 2 sizes, just depending on, because most of you are going to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 cars, unless you have at least 2, and so you're going to have different application needs. It's good to have these in the bucket. I don't like to have tools either on my shelf, in my cabinet, certainly not in my bucket if I'm not using them, and I find that I use these every wash on something, so they're a good product to have. Again, the main disadvantage is that if you pull it out, it will fling you, so you have to, again, learn how to stay out of the way and use it to make it operate properly. And then this puppy is amazing. I was really reluctant to use this for a long time because I thought there's no way that this will last, right? There's no way that this thing is going to hold up to the abuse of wheels. I have my original one. This is the Incredib Brush, and this is the flat version. It's flatter, it's not round, so it'll fit in most wheel, between most wheeled barrels, between the rotor and the face of the wheel, or the face of the barrel of the wheel. I'd assumed that this would be ruined in minutes because you're dealing with a really dirty area. But man, I have my original. I've washed it twice. So generally what I do is as I'm done after I do my 4th wheel, I just spray it out, I wring it out, and I throw it in the bucket, and this microfiber is insane. There is a combination of microfiber and viscose, V-I-S-C-O-S-E, viscose, which I don't know, whatever they do, the guys at Microfiber Madness, this thing is darn near perfection. I'm hoping at some point we can make it even a little bit thinner, because a lot of, if you have big rotors, it won't, or I'm sorry, big calipers, it won't fit behind the caliper, but it does get all the other areas. That's a lot of times where I'll grab the easy detail brush, because I can jam it in that spot. Or if you're using carbon ceramics, then you just skip that spot, and hopefully next time you'll get it when you do the wheels. But this thing is amazing. I send it with this with the protector here to keep from banging this on the wheel. I find that I never have that issue, so I just cut this thing off. But of course I send it with it on there, and you can make the choice. Another, not a remarkable product, but a really good brush. This is a Race Glaze XL. It's the fatter version. It's much bigger than most brushes. I find that I like these plastic ones better than the wooden ones. I don't know. The wooden ones tend to get moldy on me, and I found that the bristles on this do a good job. But for whatever reason, they don't tend to mold up like some of the other brushes that I've used in the past. And then the simplest, but a really great tool in the kit is a Tough Shine tire brush. The concept here is it's small enough on your lower profile vehicles that you can get in without banging on the fender, but you can I still do my truck tires with this here and using the Adams rubber cleaner. But this is a $5 brush if you wanted to buy it a la carte. It's a great product. I sell tons of those things. So anyway, this is package B, the wheel cleaning package, and version 1.1. So this is the update. I hope the background isn't too distracting here with airlines hanging down and all kinds of cool stuff on the shelves. Hoping to get cabinets soon so that I can put most of the stuff that's on the shelf in the cabinets and spread it out and make it look a little neater. But this is available now. I have it in stock, ready to roll. And you know, feel free to shoot me an email with questions, matt@obsessgarage.com, and hit me up on Facebook. Make sure to join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/obsessgarage, and of course follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere else. Then you're watching it on the YouTube channel likely, so you followed me there already. So anyway, great package. All the pricing will be live and up to date in the store, so make sure to go check it out. Thanks for watching. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, to the floor.